So the question is whether friends of thugs who have been convicted for their part in the riots, whether they should be allowed to use charitable fundraising sites to raise money for the family, for the relatives of those thugs on the outside. And some of the colleagues I've spoken to said, well, doesn't that amount to profiting from a crime? And if it did, it would be illegal, but I'm not sure. What we do know is a crowdfunder page has been launched to help the family of a bloke called Dominic Capaldi, who's 34, who was jailed on Wednesday for 34 months after being caught on video throwing missiles towards mounted cops in Bristol's Castle Park while crowds chanted "Send them back." And this crowdfunding page has already attracted a lot of attention. Among those to donate was Tristan Tate, the brother of the self-proclaimed misogynist Andrew Tate. He's given $2,500. As I said, Capaldi's friends set up this crowdfunder on Friday. The stated aim on the crowdfunder page is to raise £1,000, but by the time I came on air this morning, the target had exceeded that by some margin. I think it's £3,500. The charity page claims Capaldi's sentence was unlawful. It reads, Dom was arrested and rushed through the courts before being handed a 34-month prison sentence for attending a demonstration in Bristol he felt he needed to, relating to the safety of his children's future. Unfortunately, he leaves a wife and children as well as an unpaid mortgage. Please dig deep if you can and help his family through this difficult time. What might suggest he should have thought about his wife and children and his unpaid mortgage before he started picking up missiles to chuck at the police. And there is no mention in the crowdfunder page that Capaldi has actually pleaded guilty. He hasn't offered a defence. He's guilty of these crimes. Now, unsurprisingly, the fundraiser has been met with divided opinion. There's outrage by some on social media. One person wrote, wasn't he throwing stuff at police? Isn't that a crime? Jog on, mate. He was filmed throwing stuff at the police and pleaded guilty to violent disorder, not giving him a dime, you mug, said another social media users. We know that, thanks to Bristol Crown Court, the hearing, that Capaldi's child was turning 7 on the day of his sentencing, so the consequences of offending are going to have a significant impact on his family. The defending lawyer for Capaldi, John Stokes, said it's very sadly a case of hindsight is a wonderful thing. He recognises now with retrospect the foolishness of his actions on that day. Although his mate doesn't seem to, does he? With that sort of dismal defence of the actions that he was doing. He was at a protest throwing rocks at police in order to keep his family safe, or throwing whatever he was at police in order to keep his family safe. Not quite sure of the logic on that, but the question, I suppose, just for all of us to wrestle with is whether we're okay with crowdfunder pages being set up for people who are inside prison. And I immediately, by someone said, no, it's absolutely wrong. I was thinking, well, what if, you've got genuine cases of misjustice out there and people raise money to pay for lawyers to tackle that misjustice. We wouldn't want to stop those crowdfunding pages, but I suppose in this case, Capaldi did plead guilty. Is it illegal is the first question I need answering, and for that I'm very grateful that we've got Liam Kotrie on the phone first, criminal solicitor at Mary Monson Solicitors. Good morning to you, Liam.
Good morning, Matthew.
Is it illegal to raise money for someone inside prison? Or their family? I mean, let's be absolutely accurate, it's for the family of the man inside prison.
Well, overall, when someone wants to raise money for anything, it has to be done honestly. And if this is being done dishonestly, then it would constitute a crime. Now, I don't believe this crime or allegation is being investigated by the police, so I think we're able to speak freely about it. Under these circumstances, the friend of Mr. Capaldi, who, as you said, pleaded guilty to a serious crime, throwing things at police, terrifying children and families in their homes, whether that home is a hotel or not, it doesn't matter. These were innocent people. If this money is being raised honestly, i.e. to support the family of Mr. Capaldi, who are further innocent victims who have fallen foul of Mr. Capaldi's criminality, then I don't see a crime here. But context is important, and it seems the fundraiser is saying things that don't really seem to be true. sentenced unlawfully. I'm not sure where he's getting this information, whether he's received proper advice. I suspect he hasn't. We heard Mr. Cabaldi say, a lawyer saying, hindsight is a wonderful thing. Well, I suspect Mr. Cabaldi knew that it was illegal to throw things at police and terrify children in their homes.
Yes, it's a very familiar line of mitigation that I've heard, I think, from just about every person that's been convicted as a result of riots. Leaving aside, is there a moral issue that the crowdfunding pitch is not entirely accurate or reflective of the legal truth? Should the crowdfunder website take it down as the morally correct thing to do?
Well, I've had the misfortune of reading the comments of the people who have added to the fundraiser, and I'm not sure those people really care about the truth looking at it. They all talk about two-tier policing and things like this, and it's clearly fooled by the misinformation that's been gathered by right-wing politicians, bad actors, even the press. These things just don't exist. The police have had I'm a criminal defense lawyer. I am no friend of the police in my work, but I don't envy their job, especially in these times. They've one of the toughest jobs in society. And the way these people are attacking the police who are there to protect us is simply awful. And we've heard about, so he says he has an unlawful sentence. Now, it's true that people have been fast-tracked through the system. Yes. Normal steps that usually would be taken in these circumstances have been missed. For example, no pre-sentence report was prepared by the probation service to assist the court in sentencing. But does that make the sentencing unlawful? I don't believe so. Justice has to be seen to be done. And in these times, these extreme times, certainly over those couple of weekends where those riots took place, it had to be seen to be done for all of us. So we all had that certainty to know what would happen if we found ourselves in those kind of situations. Excuse me. But also that the rest of us who want to feel safe in our homes, and those people being attacked and the police trying to do their job, know that they're being looked after by the system as well.
Thank you, Liam. I have to say that was a really crystal clear explanation of both the issue that me and the listeners are going to have to discuss, but also the sort of overarching circumstances as well. I'm indebted to you. Thank you very much. Liam Kotrie there.